Welcome back. Growing up in South Africa, the scramble for Africa was history. European powers carving up the continent for themselves. But today, there's a new scramble, and the players are Russia and China. Instead of armies, they're using concrete fiber optic cables and diplomatic deals. This isn't just distant geopolitics, it's reshaping Africa's future and global power right now. We'll break down the 7 key ways Russia and China are making their mark, from infrastructure to media. Is this a new era of partnership, or just colonialism in a business suit? Let's find out. Grab a seat. Africa's future is on the table. Let's start with what you can see. Infrastructure. Across African cities, Chinese cranes and construction crews are everywhere. This is the Belt and Road Initiative, China's trillion-dollar plan, and Africa is a huge part of it. For years, Western aid was slow and conditional. China, fast, no lectures, and big results. Need a port, railway, or government HQ? China builds it quickly. The standard gauge railway in Kenya slashed travel times. Djibouti's new port is a trade hub. These projects are arteries for commerce, moving African resources out, Chinese goods in. But it's not free. Loans pile up, and when countries can't pay, China gains leverage, sometimes even control of key assets. Critics call it debt trap diplomacy. Is it investment or a trap? The answer isn't clear yet, but China is physically reshaping Africa, and that's real power. The question, who truly owns the road, the port, the future? Africa's landscape is changing, and so is the balance of influence. The concrete is still wet, and the story's still being written. While China builds, Russia arms. Russia's strategy is military partnerships offering weapons and training with fewer strings than the West. Countries like Mali and Burkina Faso are turning from France to Moscow for security. Russian advisors and equipment are now common, and private military companies like Wagner Group operate in exchange for cash or mining rights. This isn't just about selling guns, it's about embedding Russian influence deep in security structures. The result? Growing dependency on Moscow for regime survival. If your army and presidential guard rely on Russia, how likely are you to oppose them on the world stage? It's a pragmatic, hard-nosed approach, winning Russia friends in high places. Russia's military play is changing Africa's security landscape. Its influence, not through ideals, but through power and protection. Africa's underground riches, oil, gold, cobalt, are magnets for foreign powers. China's state companies buy mines, build infrastructure, and lock in long-term resource deals. Often, a Chinese-built railway is paid for with the minerals it helps export, a self-reinforcing loop. Russia targets high-risk, high-reward sectors like diamonds and energy, offering nuclear plants and mining expertise. Controlling resources means controlling leverage. The big question, are African nations getting a fair deal or just watching their wealth flow out? Investments bring capital, but also tough questions about sovereignty and exploitation. Is this partnership or a new kind of extraction? The answer will shape Africa's future for decades. Influence isn't just about money or guns, it's about respect and recognition. China's Forum on China-Africa Cooperation treats African leaders as equals, not subordinates. Red carpets, big pledges, and no lectures contrast that with the West's approach. The result? African nations often back China at the UN, not always out of agreement, but out of necessity. Russia's own Africa Summit mimics this, canceling debts and promising partnership against Western dominance. Both countries offer an alternative: no interference, no democracy lectures, just business. This creates a powerful voting bloc and shifts global power structures. Africa is no longer just a stage, it's a player. The diplomatic game is changing, and so are the alliances. The world's balance is quietly tilting. Influence today is about controlling the story. China's CGTN and Xinhua flood African media with positive coverage, offering free content to local outlets. Russia's RT and Sputnik push anti-Western narratives, especially in French-speaking Africa. Both use TV, radio, and social media to shape public opinion and sow distrust of the West. During crises, these networks can dominate the information space, blurring fact and fiction. The goal isn't always to win love. Sometimes it's just to create doubt. This information war is subtle but powerful. The battle for Africa's narrative is on, and it's shaping perceptions continent-wide. In the age of information, whoever tells the story holds the power. The digital infrastructure is the new battleground. Chinese tech giant Huawei builds much of Africa's 4G and 5G networks. Fast, cheap, and effective. Millions are online thanks to Chinese tech, but Western governments warn of security risks and potential espionage. Beyond networks, China exports smart city surveillance. CCTV, facial recognition, and data tools. These systems help fight crime, but also enable governments to monitor citizens and suppress dissent. When your digital backbone is built by a foreign power, who controls your data? It's a technological dependency that's hard to break. The promise, development and safety. The risk, surveillance and loss of privacy. Africa's digital future is being shaped now by choices that may be hard to reverse. The wires beneath the streets may decide who holds the keys to power. The most lasting influence is cultural, winning hearts and minds. China's Confucius Institutes teach language and culture, while thousands of African students study in China on scholarships. These students return home with networks, language skills, and a Chinese worldview, becoming informal ambassadors. Russia is reviving its Soviet-era playbook, offering scholarships and cultural centers, tapping into old goodwill. This is a patient strategy. Today's students are tomorrow's leaders. In a decade, Africa's decision-makers may be fluent in Mandarin or Russian, with deep ties to Beijing or Moscow. It's influence that outlasts any contract or construction project. The soft power game is slow, but its effects are profound. The future of Africa's leadership is being shaped in classrooms today. 7 strategies, 1 goal: influence. Russia and China are reshaping Africa's landscape, alliances, and future. Is this a chance for Africa to chart its own course, or a new form of dependency? The answer depends on choices made in African capitals, not just Beijing or Moscow. Africa is no longer a passive stage. It's an active player. The stakes are high: opportunity and risk, agency and influence. What do you think? New partnership or new colonialism? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more on the forces shaping our world.